Hi everybody and welcome to Social Work 502 week 5. We are almost done with this class, believe it or not. First off, I just want to apologize for my voice. I do have a little bit of a cold this weekend. So, also my power went out and I see people outside, but I will try my hardest to get the videos out for clinical vignette 2 and the conditions presentation either tonight or tomorrow. So, I also want to mention that for clinical vignette 2, it would make more sense for you to look at the video after I grade your paper. And I'm going to be grading papers between today and hopefully Friday and get them all back to you by Friday night. But if you have any other questions, you can always let me know. So this week we're going to be talking about schizophrenia and transference and countertransference. Countertransference and transference is something that's going to come up a lot for you throughout your social work practice, and I'm glad that we talk about it starting now. So let's go over the readings. So like I already stated, we're going to talk about symptoms and types of schizophrenia spectrum and other psychotic disorders, which a lot of you have already mentioned that you have experience with clients who have schizophrenia or some other kind of psychotic disorder. And then we'll talk about the concepts of transference and countertransference. So for the first section of readings, you have to read all of these, which includes this article, the Francis text, Chapter 8, and the DSM-5, 87 through 122. Secondly, you have to pick one of these. Again, if you have a certain population that you lean more towards or find more interesting for your practice, you can go ahead and read one of those articles. I'm really loving your overviews of these articles so far. They're very thoughtful, and it seems like everybody really takes the time to read these, and that's the way you get the most out of them. So the transference and countertransference assigned reading is here. Again, if you click on it, it will bring you right there. And these are the media that you can look at. I believe that we're going to have discussion questions on these, so you'll click to read the case examples and the SAMHSA website community conversations. And then the videos for this week. The first one is 4 patients with schizophrenia. The second is Alan Sachs, A Tale of Mental Illness from the Inside. This is one of my favorite videos around schizophrenia. I show it in almost every class that I teach. And then lastly is transference and projection. So about an hour's worth of videos. Maybe a little bit more, but totally doable. Yeah, so part 1 of community conversations about mental health. Using the SAMHSA website's discussion for community conversations about mental health. Again, if you click here, it'll bring you right to what you need to look at. As a resource, and the information about schizophrenia from your Francis text and DSM-5 assigned readings, choose one of the 4 session ideas from the SAMHSA website guide, and then actually go and explain the symptoms of schizophrenia to a family member, friend, or colleague in a non-professional lay person language. Part 2, for your initial post, state which of the 4 session ideas you used and provide a brief summary in your own words of what you said to the family member, friend, or colleague. In addition, describe what you would change if you could redo your explanation. So ultimately, you're choosing one of the 4 session ideas. Sorry, I'm just trying to get through here to show you where they are. Okay, so overview of session ideas is on page 1. Session 1, sharing personal experiences. Session 2, discussion of challenges. Session 3, exploration of how to respond. And Session 4, community solutions. So you'll pick one of those topics along with your readings and actually go and describe the symptoms of schizophrenia to somebody you know in a non-clinical way. So in a way that my mom, for example, is totally computer computer smart. So when I talk to her about some type of mental health stuff, sometimes she doesn't understand. So like talking to someone in a non-clinical way. And then talking about how that went, basically. And as always, you're going to follow up with 2 classmates. What have you learned from their posts, and what can you add to their learning? What similarities and differences do you see among your classmates' posts, and what did you learn that you could apply in practice? Guidelines, same as always. And the next post, give an example of how transference, countertransference, or projection might affect the process of assessment for making a mental health diagnosis. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So how do these feelings of transference, countertransference, or projection affect the process of assessment for making a mental health diagnosis? If you have a question about that, you can follow up with me after you watch the videos and read the articles. And lastly, follow up with at least 2 classmates who do not yet have responses. What have you learned from their posts? What can you add to their learning? Similarities and differences? Same as usual. And your initial post is due Thursday. Follow up between Friday and Sunday. So that's it for this week. No big assignments this week, but like I said, I'll be getting your clinical vignette ones back to you, and you might want to start looking over them and preparing for clinical vignette 2, which I'll be providing that video and the conditions presentation video either later today or tomorrow. I hope that you all have a great week and you stay warm. Hopefully it's not snowing wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.